Good afternoon, Mr. Bradley. How are you? Do you think Mr. Wade perjured himself on the stand when he testified? How are you expecting things to go today?
My lawyer, BC Chopra.
Hey guys.
Mr. Chopra.
Hope y'all have a great day. There's a gag order in the case. We're just here to do what we're required.
Understand. We've got to ask our questions.
Understood.
Good luck, guys.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I gotta tell you guys, this situation involving Miss Fani Cash Only Willis and Nathan Hot Dog Wade is getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse for them, okay? Fanny Pack can't catch a break, okay? They can't get one ruling to go in their favor, as it looks like they're on a crash course to being disqualified from the Trump RICO case because of their alleged sexual relationship that they were having before Nathan Wade and Fani Willis started working on the Trump RICO case together. Now, it seems as if Nathan Wade and Fani Willis definitely lied to the court, okay? They committed perjury because they claimed their relationship did not begin until 2022. However, you already have one witness come out and say, no. These two, they've been banging since 2019, okay? He's been clapping them cheeks for a while. And then you had some bombshell text messages and cell phone data that was discovered by the defense showing that Nathan Wade was pulling up to Fani Willis's crib for late night booty calls, or what I like to call Fanny calls, over 35 times in 2021. Now, they've exchanged over 12,000 text messages, 2,000 phone calls in what seems to be a full-blown relationship, which again suggests that they lied to the court about when their relationship began. Now you have another star witness, Mr. Terrence Bradley, who used to work with Mr. Nathan Wade. He is now being forced to testify and to give details about what he knows about the relationship after the judge initially blocked Nathan Wade's attempt to keep Mr. Bradley from testifying after Mr. Bradley, during the first hearing, basically claimed that he couldn't really give knowledge about the relationship because of attorney-client privilege, aka he was being threatened by the powers that be not to talk or else, okay? That is what's actually happening. But after the judge blocked Nathan Wade's attempt to keep Mr. Bradley from testifying, the judge met with Mr. Bradley behind closed doors to determine whether or not he was using attorney-client privilege properly. And the judge determined that, no, Mr. Bradley, you're not using attorney-client privilege properly, and you have to testify about what you know about this relationship between Ms. Fani Willis and Nathan Hot Dog Wade.
Today, we could hear new testimony in a hearing to determine whether Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis should be disqualified from the Trump racketeering case.
Atlanta News First, Rebecca Schramm is learning the judge has apparently ordered a certain witness to testify.
We're talking about a man the defense described at one point as their star witness. Well, earlier this month, he declined to answer most questions, citing attorney-client privilege. According to our sources, the judge has now ordered him to testify. Take a look. His name is Terrence Bradley. He first showed up under subpoena a couple of weeks ago. He's a former law partner and one-time divorce attorney of Nathan Wade, the special prosecutor in the Trump case that DA Fani Willis had a now acknowledged relationship with. The question is the timing of that relationship. Willis and Wade testified that they began dating after he took the case. Ashley Merchant, the defense attorney for Trump co-defendant Mike Roman, tried to get Bradley to answer questions that she says would dispute that timeline. Well, Bradley made it clear he didn't want to be there testifying, and he wouldn't answer most questions, citing attorney-client privilege. Here's what Merchant argued in court.
We can go all day about exceptions to this. Fraud to the court, that's an exception. Mr. Wade, we contend, has filed a false affidavit with this court. That is fraud to the court. If this witness has direct knowledge that that is not true, then that's an exception to attorney-client privilege.
It appears the judge now agrees with her. According to our sources, he will compel Bradley to testify about anything he witnessed outside of attorney-client privilege. That hearing is scheduled for 2 o'clock this afternoon, according to our sources. We will be here and we'll let you know what happens. At the Fulton County Courthouse, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.
Yeah, so I want you guys to understand, it does not look good for Miss Fani Willis and Nathan Hot Dog Wade, because not only do we have one witness that worked with Fani already confirming that, yes, their relationship began in 2019, you also have cell phone data that shows that, yeah, they basically were in a full-blown relationship, okay? We all know that Mr. Nathan Wade pulled up, he clapped them cheeks late at night, and then he got that post-clap clarity, and he decided to go back home at 4:30, 5 a.m. in the morning, okay? We all know what was going on, okay? The cell phone data proves it. And now we're going to have potentially a second witness, Mr. Terrence Bradley, who, I mean, you would guess is going to testify that, yeah, their relationship began before the Trump case started. So if that is the case, we're going to have two witnesses plus cell phone data showing that these people lied, right? They lied to the court, and their relationship began before they started working on the Trump case, which could suggest that there's a clear conflict of interest. I mean, we have evidence that Nathan Wade and Fani Willis were going on vacations together, in which Fani Willis benefited from the taxpayer dollars being funneled to Nathan Wade through being on the RICO case. Yeah, I mean, it's basically going to be over, right? It seems as if this is on a crash course to disqualification. Again, wouldn't be surprised to see Miss Fani Willis decide to pull out, to step down in order to save the case, because it certainly looks like it is going to be over for her if things continue to go the way that they are going. So without further ado, let's actually react to a clip of News Nation and their breakdown about what's going to happen here moving forward, or what's most likely to happen here moving forward.
President Trump's legal team says cell phone data shows the Fulton County DA is lying about the timing of her affair with a special prosecutor. Their affair has been under the microscope, with Trump and his co-defendants arguing it created a conflict of interest in the Georgia election interference case. A judge is expected to decide soon whether to disqualify DA Fani Willis. And according to a new court filing, the relationship may have begun months earlier than Willis and Nathan Wade claim. On the stand, Willis angrily denied any wrongdoing that would merit being taken off the case.
You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. I'm not a hostile witness. I very much want to be. We have defined personal as romantic. It is an inaccurate way to state the question.
Then I will certainly restate it so it is very accurate.
Okay, and please do not yell at me.
And joining us now is trial attorney John Fishwick, former U.S. attorney for the Western District of Virginia. Wonderful to have you, John. So how damning are these records? Through these digital and text message revelations, has the defense successfully made the case for disqualification of these prosecutors, in your view?
Kelly, this is very powerful evidence. This evidence puts Nathan Wade at Fani Willis's house 35 times before he was hired as the special prosecutor in the case. Also reflects an inordinate amount of phone calls and texts between the two of them before he was hired. So I think it will certainly strengthen the movement to have her removed from the case, that they had a personal relationship before he was hired. Judge McAfee is going to have to make that determination. But after all, phone evidence where people are standing and living and located, and then also the inordinate amount of texts, I think it's going to be powerful evidence for Judge McAfee. I think he's likely to find that there's a conflict of interest and remove both of them from the case, and ultimately the Fulton County prosecutor's office.
Well, let's hope, right? Let's hope that's the case, because if that happens, if the whole Fulton County's prosecutor's office gets removed, then the case is likely to be dropped altogether, right? Which again would be a devastating blow, okay? I cannot wait for the reaction from the mainstream liberal media, the complete and total meltdown that will happen if this case gets removed altogether, okay? These people are going to lose their minds, okay? And again, what will be the most glorious part about it is that this happened because of a woke black woman and her ego, right? The same people that they claim saved the country in 2020, right? Saved democracy. This case will go down in flames because of the fact that she refused to, first and foremost, be a professional, which is par for the course with these types of individuals. Okay, she could not stay off of Nathan Wade's vitamin D. She was addicted to it to the point where she risked the biggest case of her life behind this man. And then when she got caught, clear, obvious evidence that, hey, yeah, you're screwing this guy. It's a conflict of interest. She had plenty of time to step down in order to save the case, to recuse herself, and she decides not to because of her ego. Instead, she goes to the church and starts basically appealing to God about the fact that she broke up a man's marriage. Okay, she boohoo, whine, and cry racism in the pulpit, knowing damn well that the allegations against her were true. Again, this woman is a modern day Jezebel, right? She really is. Okay, so I cannot wait for the mainstream liberal media reaction if this case falls apart, which at this point I think that it will. It will be just as glorious as the reaction from the mainstream liberal media when Trump first got elected back in 2016, okay? I cannot wait, okay? And I really do believe that if this happens, this judge, he's probably going to need some extra security, okay? Because the woke revolutionaries are going to be upset. They're going to say that he's racist, right? They're going to say he's a Trump supporter, he's far right, he's a Nazi, he's MAGA. This is what they're going to do. They're going to smear this guy, okay? So he needs to be protected at all costs if he, in fact, rules in favor of the defense.
When do you think we will know whether or not these records will be admitted into evidence by the judge? And either way, these records have been made public. So has the real damage already been done in this case?
Kelly, I think the damage has been done. After all, the judge, even if he excludes them, he's going to look at these records. So he's going to see these records as he makes his decision. And I think Judge McAfee is likely to say, I'm going to admit these records. They're probative of whether they had a personal relationship. This is cell phone evidence that's used in many, many criminal cases. So he's going to rely on that as part of his decision. There's a hearing set for this Friday where the lawyers are going to argue it. One of the things Judge McAfee, I guess, will have to decide, is he going to take more evidence? I don't think he will. I think he's going to look at this phone evidence. There's already been one witness who has testified that they had a personal relationship before Nathan Wade was hired. So I think the judge has enough to rule. And remember, Kelly, he said if there's an appearance of impropriety, I could remove them from the case. And there's no question that that has been met at this point. Facts.
And at this point, also, we may get a second witness that confirms that the relationship happened before the timeline that was given by Wade and Willis. Okay, so now we potentially have not only cell phone data, but two witnesses. Again, it's over, right? Again, just the appearance of impropriety should be enough. Again, it's beyond that. I mean, it's almost a certainty at this point. So again, if they get removed, what should happen is not just this case going away, but also they should be charged with lying to the court. Okay, not only that, Fani Willis should be further investigated for allegations of misuse of taxpayer dollars, federal taxpayer dollars. They actually should throw the book at her, right? She should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. It's just not enough to remove her, okay? It's just not enough for her to be humiliated. She has to be thrown in jail, thrown in prison, brought up on criminal charges, and again, if found guilty, which she should be, yeah, she should be punished. That's exactly what has to happen, okay? We got to go all the way with this, right? We have to go all the way. They're trying to make an example out of Trump. Okay, let's make an example out of them. Let's make an example out of Fani Willis, okay? Let's make an example out of her.
You know, drawing on your expertise, John, how do you anticipate Willis and Wade will fight these accusations moving forward? What do you believe we'll be hearing from their side in this case?
Kelly, I think they're just going to hunker down. You know, their response to the phone records was, you haven't proved anything. This doesn't show 100% that he was in the house. This just shows that there was contact between them by phone and text. After all, when she testified, her lawyers didn't question her. I think they're going to try to not put on any more evidence and just say, you haven't proved anything. We deny that there was a personal relationship. Judge McAfee, you should find that there wasn't a personal relationship. Let us stay in the case. But I don't think they're going to put on any more evidence. They're going to try to shut it down and say they haven't met their burden of proof. We should stay on the case.
AKA they have nothing, right? They have no further defense to prove that they weren't in a relationship prior to what they stated, what they told the court. So they have nothing, right? They have nothing else. Okay. I mean, it's over for them, right? It's over. So this is not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
Now, some say Fani Willis will be lucky to get out with her law license intact. What sort of implications, John, do you see this new information having, not only for Willis, but for the future of the former president's case as well?
Well, I think the defense lawyers are going to come out swinging on this. They're going to say, look, you have misrepresented when the relationship started. You've misrepresented that to a judge. So that's a very serious allegation that has very serious consequences if proven to both Fani Willis and to Nathan Wade. But I think the judge is going to look at, have they met the burden of proof of was there a personal relationship? And this phone evidence is very strong. It certainly puts him in her house on a 35 times before he was hired. That's a lot of times to be in somebody's house that you're going to work for. So I think that's strong circumstantial evidence. You couple that with Ms. Yurdy's testimony, the independent witness who said they had a personal relationship. I think there's enough evidence there for the judge to find that. And then I think it's going to be an ongoing issue for Mr. Wade and Ms. Willis as to whether they were honest with the court.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Like I said, if they're disqualified, which it looks like they will be, hopefully, that's not enough. We have to go even further with that. And we have to have them charged with lying to the court. Ms. Fani Willis should be investigated for misuse of taxpayer funds. I want to see a mugshot of Fani Willis in the Fulton County jail. That's what I want to see. I want to see a mugshot. I want to see her charged and ultimately thrown in prison. Because if she's found guilty, which I believe that she is, that's exactly what should happen. Okay? And she should be made an example out of in regards to what happens when you try to politically persecute your political opponents, right? When you try to go after your political opponents to try to gain clout for your own career, to try to advance yourself, this is what happens, okay? Some of these people that are boohoo whining, crying about Trump's corruption, they're the most corrupt individuals themselves, right? And it's about time that some of these Democrats actually face consequences for their actions. And if Fani Willis doesn't face consequences, I have no hope, guys, right? I have no hope, okay? This is the most shut and closed case of corruption from a Democrat. We have everything we need to have this woman thrown in prison. If she's not thrown in prison, honestly, I don't know what to say, right? I don't know what to say at that point. I would be devastated, okay? I really would be, okay? So we'll see. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.